Welcome to this week's layout. I'm Anita with beandesigns.com with this week's Digital Scrapbook layout. I did design this week's to coordinate with last week's. Here's last week's and this week's. So let's get started. Initially, I started by creating my new image, 3600 by 3600 pixels at a 300 pixels per inch resolution. I chose my pictures. I used my crop and scale tool to get them to the right size, and I used a rotate tool to rotate this one around. I used 4 papers from this digital kit. I used the main paper that I used in the background, and then I had these 3 other papers which I cut paper strips from. I pulled in the full-size papers, used the crop tool, drew my rectangle, and then cropped away the remainder. I added a paint splatter that was available in the kit, and I added all kinds of elements. I added this ribbon, a bead splatter, I added some greenery, some leaves, and let them peek out around from behind the photos. I added this word um, element, this nice word element, and I added all kinds of buttons and flowers onto my layout. I did do quite a bit of scaling and potential some rotating just to get the right look that I wanted. Once I had everything in place, I went through and did add shadows to all of my elements. And then I went and typed in my journaling over here. I did a right justify. I used my text tool and I used ink free as my text format and 65 pixels for my size. I just chose a pink that was available on the heart or the paper here. I then I inked the edges of my photos, duplicated the photo layer, selected the outer edge, deleted the inner part, and just added the difference mode to what was remaining. I also added an edge to all of my paper cutouts, added an edge to them, and I added an outer edge to the final big paper. But to give that whole center pop, I duplicated this outer main paper, duplicated the main paper. I drew a square and removed, just make that normal. So I drew this is a duplicated copy of the main paper, drew a square, and I inverted my selection to delete outside, and then I added a multiply mode to what was remaining. Isn't that a cool effect? I really like that. Makes the whole center pop, still leaves lots of white space around the outer edge. And there we have it. We have a completed layout. I would save this as the XCF native format so that I have my layers. I'll save it as a full-size JPEG so that I can print it later. And I will then move forward to my next layout as I work through so many pictures and awesome memories as I document them for other people in my family to enjoy. I am, by the way, using the most recent version of GIMP that is available at the time of this recording, which is 2.10.20. I will also provide information in the description box of this video for the digital kit and the font that I use so that you can reference that. If you would like to get a template of this layout or any of my other layouts, check out beandesigns.com and see how you can do that. If you enjoyed this video, and I hope you did, please like it. Explore Bean Design's YouTube channel here because there's plenty of other layout visit tutorials as well as GIMP tutorials on using GIMP for your digital scrapbook layouts. Feel free to subscribe and click the bell so you'll be notified when a new video is released. Bye bye until next week.